This is one of the most common questions I hear from parents who are moving towards unschooling. They say, how will I know if they're actually learning? And the truth is, learning looks a little different outside of a traditional school setting, but it's still happening all the time. You just need to know where to look. So today I want to talk to you about 5 real life ways to know that your child is learning as an unschooler. But if this is your first time here, welcome. I'm Sue Patterson, the human behind all things unschooling mom to mom. I'm here chatting with you each week, giving a quick unschooling pep talk because I want to help parents see that unschooling works. I want to help parents see unschooling as a way to help kids learn, as well as have a life with them without so many power struggles. So many school expectations never translated into our adult lives. We don't need to continue to duplicate that with our kids. They'll still be successful adults. And when we can prioritize partnering with them, they will learn more about themselves and how to move through the world. So I create resources to help parents embrace unschooling as a way to learn and live with the kids. I have coaching programs, memberships, courses, books, calendars, guides, all the things to help you do this. You just have to find how you learn best and tap into that. I also have a free email list where you can get discounts and tips. You'll want to sign up for that. And here at YouTube, I would love it if you click subscribe and the bell to be notified when new videos come out. It'll also tell YouTube that you liked it and this is worth sharing with others who are trying to find a better way of life with their kids. And I'm here reading the comments. So if you have questions or need something specific, leave a comment and I can get you the resources you need. Okay, let's get back to this week's unschooling topic. How will we know the kids are learning if we take this unconventional approach to homeschooling? First, you're going to be talking with them more. Surprising conversations happen. You know that universal parenting moment when your child says something unexpectedly insightful or fact-filled, and you find yourself spinning around asking, wait, how did you know that? That's learning, pure and simple. Whether it's a fun fact about black holes or a deep thought about human behavior, maybe a self-created theory on how something works, these moments are evidence of curiosity-driven learning at work. Their brains are constantly taking on information from YouTube videos and podcasts, games, conversations, and life, processing it in real time. Pay attention to the little comments. Learning is often hiding in plain sight. Number 2, ask about their passions and interests. Find out more about what they love and really listen. When a child is genuinely interested in something, they want to talk about it. Invite them to tell you about their latest interests, whether it's Minecraft or ancient mythology, engines, or Mr. Beast. And as they share, listen for expanded vocabulary, clearer, more organized thinking, descriptive language, and enthusiasm. You'll notice how much they know and how deeply they understand it. They might not be filling out worksheets because they didn't need those to learn. That was for the school's benefit to check a box, to confirm that the information had been transferred from the teacher to the learner. With unschooling, the learning starts with the learner and ripples outward. It's more about mastering ideas and connecting dots and learning to communicate with clarity and confidence. And that communication, that's how we as parents know they're learning. Number 3, discuss movies differently. Philosophy, history, ethics, all from the couch. Movies and shows are rich ground for learning when you engage with them a little more deeply. Try questions like, what was happening in that time period? Why do you think the character made that choice? What were the societal norms at the time? Would that still be okay today? And what would you do if that happened here? This kind of conversation builds critical thinking and empathy, ethical reasoning, and cultural awareness. It turns casual screen time into meaningful engagement, and it gives you the insight into how your child is processing information and analyzing the world around them. Number 4, watch and wonder together. Science and nature in real life and shows. Documentaries, science programs, nature series, these are incredible springboards for curiosity. Watching together creates space to pause, rewind, and talk about it. You don't have to quiz them, just wonder out loud with them. Ask questions like, why do you think that animal does that? What would happen if the environment changed? Can you imagine what it would be like to be that scientist? But it doesn't stop there. Sometimes you'll spot something outside, a weird bug or an odd cloud or strange animal behavior, and then you can come home to Google it together. That's unschooling in action, noticing the world, asking questions, and diving deeper just because you're curious. You don't have to quiz them on any of this. Just stay curious together. Learning shows up in their reactions, their wonder, and their questions afterwards. Number 5 is that learning is incremental. Learning is layered. It's not always visible. In school, we're trained to think learning only counts if we can see it in a finished product, a test, a paper, a worksheet. We're taught that learning only happens when we show our work, and there's visible proof. Unschooling invites us to look at learning more like building a house. You don't see the foundation being poured, but it's essential. Bricks go on one by one. Wiring and plumbing gets hidden inside the walls. It might look like nothing is happening for a while. And then suddenly, there it is, the structure with strength and purpose. The same is true for unschooling. Learning isn't always linear or measurable in the moment. It's often happening below the surface. If you can trust that your child's brain is making necessary connections, seeking challenges, and layering knowledge bit by bit, when you can step back, you can realize how much is really being built. So keep the long view. Learning is happening, even if it doesn't look like school. I do have a bonus, a number 6 bonus. I'm documenting the journey just for your peace of mind. You don't need to document learning for somebody else. It doesn't even have anything to do with your child's learning process. But having a little something to remind yourself could be a powerful tool for easing doubt when that pops up. Keep a learning journal or a photo log or a family Instagram account, private or public, but jot down the aha moments, interesting questions your child asks, projects they tinker with, books they read, or ask you to read to them. Snap photos of art projects or books and write down the questions that your child is asking. Save screenshots from fascinating Google rabbit holes. If it helps, you can even organize it in a more schooly way. Tabs for language arts and science and social studies, just so you can see where everything fits. We talked about this week on my Wednesday coaching call with my membership group, using that new tab feature in the Google Drive documents. Because even as unschoolers, we have moments of worry. Having easy ways to record what's really happening can reassure you when you're having one of those middle of the night panic attacks. You'll have quick access to prove to yourself that they are learning, and fear just made you dismiss it or forget about it. Because looking back over these kinds of documentations can help you see the pattern of learning more clearly over time. It's not to evaluate or measure them. It's to remind you that it's all adding up. So I do have a few more real life clues that if you're still wondering how to tell if learning is happening, you could look for some of these real life signs, like they ask thoughtful or surprising questions. Curiosity is one of the clearest indicators of learning. When your child is asking, why does that happen? Or what if we tried this instead? They're engaging and thinking and exploring. And they make connections between things, like noticing how a story reminds them of a game they played or how a YouTuber used a strategy they learned somewhere else. Those connections mean knowledge is sticking and expanding. Or they explain things in their own words, whether they're telling a friend how clouds work or the way to play in a VR game. Teaching something shows real understanding. Or they solve problems creatively. That's learning in action. Figuring out things their own way, even silly or simple things, means that their brain is working on it. Or they dive into something just for fun. Following an interest and going deeper into it, that's self-directed learning at its finest. So if you ever found yourself wondering, but how do I know if we're doing enough? Take a breath. Chances are your child is showing you signs of learning every single day. You may just need to shift how you're noticing it. You don't need tests or checklists to prove it, though if it makes you feel better, you can. You can jot these things down in a calendar or a planner. But over time, you'll grow more confident in seeing the signs without needing that validation because the signs are there. You just need to retrain your eyes to see it. The world is your classroom now. Learning is happening in their questions, their connections, their problem solving, their play, and their passions. And every moment, big and small, can lead to learning. So trust the process, trust your child, do a little more deschooling because you've got this. Happy unschooling, and we'll talk again soon.
I think this is a good video for you to watch next. Let's get you more comfortable with unschooling and let's stay connected.